I'm really excited to be here today. I am checking in with you all to talk about accountability. One of the things that I've had on my to-do list for about the last week now is to hop on live and talk about this topic because it's something that we're all talking about at the moment in our LTLA team. It's things that I'm always talking about with those that I'm working with, either in my weight loss coaching or my business coaching support that I'm providing clients, is accountability. And it's something that brings up such mixed emotions. And I guess what I wanted to do was talk about, a couple of different perspectives and how we can, shift our mindset when it comes to accountability. So we learn how to embrace accountability rather than run a bloody mile, because that's what a lot of people do. And for a lot of my colleagues that I work with in terms of LTLA coaching, we all know what it's like when we have a client that we work with and who's very enthusiastic, very motivated when they get started on their health journey, and stuff happens in their life and they go missing in action. And there's a whole range of reasons why this happens. But I guess the thing that we see is that there's this fear of being accountable to someone. And really what I like to encourage and see the people that I work with is to embrace the accountability, because it's not about bringing up these feelings of negative emotions. It should really be about feelings of support and growth and encouragement. So that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. And I don't know who I've got joining me, but I've got a couple joining me today. I can't see who's joining here, but thanks for joining me. Okay, so accountability. So what does it mean to you? Have a think about it. For me, it's very much a positive, a positive topic, something that when I think about accountability, I do think about growth, I think about development, I think about excitement and progress. But I know for a lot of people that it doesn't bring up the same feelings. Quite often it brings up feelings of failure or belittling or defeat. And what I really want to do is see that mindset shifted. So one of the things I did over the last couple of weeks, because I have been writing copy for my new website, and we have a very strong focus in the new website copy around accountability and intentionality. But one of the things I did was looked up the definition of accountable. What is the definition of being accountable? Interestingly enough, it's actually being required or expected to justify actions or decisions. God, no wonder there's all these negative thoughts that come up around it. Like, don't you think that's a confession-orientated definition? It's like, no matter what we do, we actually have to explain our poor performance. We have to explain the things that are going wrong. So in itself, the definition of accountability brings up this feeling of having to be responsible to someone else. And in my view, and in my, approach as a coach, that's not how I want it to be seen. So I think the thing we need to do is really shift our mindset so we can embrace it and not fear accountability. So how about this? I was thinking the other day when I was talking to someone who, interestingly enough, had some things go on in their life, and they did, have a halt and have a period in their health journey where they just weren't on track. And they came to me and they said, "Oh, I feel like I'm coming to the confession room." And I said, "Look, this is not about you confessing what's gone wrong. It's actually about us talking about how you can learn from what's happened and what you need to do in order to grow and kind of get through this experience and situation again." So I was saying to them, rather than thinking about accountability as coming to the confession room and having to tell Jodie all the things that haven't gone right, I want you to think about accountability in this way. It's actually your personal choice. It's your personal choice to rise above your circumstances or your situation and just demonstrate ownership for achieving the results that you actually want to achieve. So it's actually about your personal growth. So we were talking about this to my mentee, and I'm like, doesn't that sound so much more inspiring? Doesn't that sound so much more motivating? Aren't you more encouraged and excited actually about focusing on your goals? So, we really need to shift that mindset. And the mindset really needs to be stepping up above the situations that you are encountering in your life and taking ownership. I mean, in my view, accountability, it's actually a form of personal development. It's about our own growth. It's about how we learn about ourselves. It's about how we reach, stretch ourselves to achieve higher ground. And so by focusing on that mindset, you're more inclined to be encouraged, enthused, motivated about the things that you want to do. So a couple of things I think accountability is not. It's not about what someone else wants for you. It's actually about what you want for you. It's not a blame game. It's not when things go off track, when things don't go the way that you planned. It's not about saying, it was my fault, it was your fault, it was their fault, it was this situation. It's actually about just taking ownership and saying, do you know what? I've gone off track. Things aren't going to plan, and this is what I need to do. So that's the other thing it's not. It is not a blame game. Accountability is not about blaming others. It's not, accountability, it is all about you. So even though you might have someone that you're working with, you might have an accountability buddy, you might have a friend or family or colleague that's holding you accountable with something that you're doing in your life. You might be working with someone like me as a coach, but the reality is it's not about me. It's not my journey, it's yours. And I'm here to help you, or your buddies are there to help you. Your support network is there to help you. But ultimately, it's your goal. You have to be responsible. You have to take ownership. And we were talking about this. And all of a sudden, my client's mindset was like, you're right. So, when I do go off track, I actually don't need to be telling you why I'm going off track. I actually need to be talking to myself. I'm like, sure, I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen, and I'm here to help you, because my job is to help you create a plan for how you're going to move forward. But your job is to see something, to own it, to solve it, and then to do it. And it's pretty much simple as that. So just by shifting that mindset to more about growth and development and achieving results and rising above situations when things don't go to plan, it's so much easier to embrace the concept of accountability rather than fear it. So if you got something, I'm wondering if you've got something in your life that you're working really hard to achieve right now. It might be a health journey. It might be something that's going on for you at work right now. It might be something in your work, in your business. It might be something that you're focusing on in terms of relationships. And I just want you tonight to just sit down and think about the excuses or the reasons or the things that keep getting in your way for you to achieve this goal, whatever it is that you're focusing on. And I want you to think about the concept of a positive approach to accountability, a growth approach to accountability. And so in relation to that goal, that thing that you're focusing on, where are you at in that? Like, have you made good progress? Are you taking one step forward, two steps back? Are you continuously blaming other people or circumstances or situations for the reason why you're not getting to that result? And I just want you to think about it, and I want you to try and flip your mindset and think about what you need to do to take more ownership over that goal, and what you need to do to take more action in achieving that goal. Because as soon as you start to shift your mindset, I promise you, you will get closer and you will make more progress and you'll be more excited and you will have that more positive mindset about how you're actually going to get there, and you're going to get there faster.